Meanwhile, we're finding out more and more about this Iran deal, and the more we uncover, the more it smells. It's one thing to hear about the $1.7 billion worth of cash exchanged almost at the exact same time the hostages are released in two different jets. But now sanctions lifted against two Iranian banks that weren't supposed to be lifted until at least 2023, but were at almost the exact same time. Jed Babin, former U.S. Deputy Undersecretary of Defense, with me now. What do you make of this, Jed?
Well, this is all as innocent as Hillary Clinton's transactions at the State Department. It is really a travesty, Neil. When you look at it, the policy is very clear. Obama has been favoring Iran all through his administration. He made that nuclear deal, which is, frankly, the worst possible deal. And all of these things now to pay ransom for the hostages, you look at where they got the money from. Number one, the payment was probably illegal because it was made in terms of helping a terrorist nation. And that violates, I don't know, the Patriot Act and several other acts. And they took the money from the U.S. Treasury's Judgment Fund, which is basically a bottomless money pit intended to pay off judgments against the federal government. Well, there wasn't any judgment there. And now you go to the third step, and I'm just maybe going off the little subject here, but you know, they're taking more money, apparently another couple of $1 billion from the same judgment fund in the Treasury to pay off and prop up Obamacare. So where does this all end? It's not a coincidence. This is a wrongful payment for ransom, and we should not be helping the Iranian economy.
Well, real quickly, one of the things they say is that they say what you will of the cash payment, and the cash thing stands out because there's so much of it. That was money from the prior regime. You get back to the days of the Shah. This was part of the package, was part of the Iranian deal. But you're quite right on the bank thing. It's unusual because that was just an aside and sanctions that weren't to be lifted for several more years. That makes you wonder what else we ceded.
Well, it does make you wonder, and a couple of points on that. Number one, the banks, like most of the rest of the Iranian economy, are run by the Iranian military. So they're going to use that money, whatever it is, for terrorism. And you see also so many other things that were made as deals underneath the Iranian nuclear deal. And Obama has never disclosed those deals to the Senate. I have that from, frankly, directly from a U.S. Senior Republican senator who told me that on the phone. So what else is out there? We've got all these things like they can inspect their own facilities. I mean, what genius thought of that?
And also that if we have a problem, we can't get American personnel to those facilities, and it's not immediate. All right, Jed, thank you very much. Jed Babin in Washington.
My pleasure.